Hey, beautiful people, and of course, you ugly motherfuckers too. Today, I am super excited. I have Deal. He is a community activist, husband, father, artist, movie director, talent management, philanthropist, and investor.
Known as Bo. Everybody call me Bo.
We have Bo here.
There we go.
Hey,
there
Bo.
we go. How you doing?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I'm super excited. When you said accepted the offer to come on the show, I was just excited because I think it was for me an opportunity to have a man on my platform who is a different kind of man. I think a lot of the men want to come on the show for the sexual part and not really have real conversations. And I was like, man, this is my opportunity to have a great conversation. One of, education, sharing knowledge, and so on and so forth. So I was super honored. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
So we're going to get right into it. First, I want to talk a little bit about your backstory. Tell us about where you're from, what side of town.
I'm from the north side, you know what I'm saying, the Cabrini Green area. Then we moved to 1100 Noble Square. And then from there, we moved further north to the Albany Park community. And from there, migrated to the uptown area. So I'm really a North Pole baby, but everybody think I'm from out west, you know what I'm saying? Because I spent the same amount of time out west as I did up north because my grandmother stayed not too far from where we are now. So a lot of people think I'm from here, but I'm really from the pole.
You know, we consider the Greens the west side a little bit. Like I'm a west sider, and it was like right there.
The Greens, that's north.
I know.
For sure.
It was
north for sure. Not like the Hornets and Rockwell and all, you know what I'm saying, the Village. Oh, that's west side.
I never dated those guys. I like the guys. I don't know what it was about the guys who were in Cabrini Greens that was just like that. You just wanted to date one. I don't know what it was.
It was real. They was solid. You know what I'm saying?
They was cool, I guess. They was cool. But climbing up them stairs was not. It had to be really worth it.
For sure.
No.
For sure.
So today I want to talk a little bit about you going to prison, what your childhood was like. One of the things I think that people don't understand when the word pussy. I'll first say pussy talk is where I want to have conversations between men and women about how we're prisoner to the pussy, either from our own, from ones who had us through childhood trauma, things that we don't talk about growing up in the ghetto, not having parents and stuff like that. And that, how much that affects us.
Right.
And so I think what I want to talk about is, your upbringing growing up. How was that for you? How did that affect you?
My upbringing was come from a single parent household. So my mother was the type of mother that would work 2 and 3 jobs to make sure that we had what we needed. So I'm not one of them kids that can say that I had to hustle to eat. Because my mother made sure I had everything that we wanted. So my house was the house where you can come to and play all the latest video games, all the WrestleMania events. People come there and watch it. So she made sure that we was good. But what happened was once I got older, she couldn't afford me. Like I didn't want when I was younger, I didn't understand the pro wing. I go to school, get talked about for wearing pro wings and wearing the cheap shoes. So it's like, nah, I don't want this now. You know what I'm saying? And I think by her working so much, that gave me time to really get out there in the streets and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody I was a good kid.
What was your dad?
He was around, I guess, but he wasn't around. He left when my mother got tired of, I guess the games he was playing. He left, and I guess when he left, hey, you deal with them kids. Even though he paid, my mother always say he paid his child support faithfully, but that wasn't the same as having a male role model or a male figure in the household, or not even in the household, a co-parent just trying to stand on top of you. He came back around when I was 16 and when I started going to jail, and my mother called him and had him come over. But it's like now I'm in what I'm in, so you know what I'm saying? You can go back over there. We good now. You know what I'm saying? And I never, as of recently, I embraced him and we got a good relationship, but then I didn't want nothing to do with him. So I think just being out in the streets is what made me cold, because when we moved further north, we stayed in area where we was the only blacks in this one CHA building, surrounded by all these Latin gangs. And they used to try and jump on us on our way to school. And us in that building, we started rebelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to make us be what you want us to be. And that's when we called ourselves Project Boys. And when we was the Project Boys fighting everybody in the community, it brought all the other Latin folks against us. So we had to get some reinforcement, and that's when we turned Vice Lord. And that's, you know what I'm saying? So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you think not having your father played a part in that, in your life active, in the decisions you might have went a different way if you had had your dad in your life?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know, it's only so much your mother could do to raise a man. And then, you know, you all as a boy, you know the soft spots to your mother. So she didn't know half the things that I was doing. I tell her, "No, they lying on me, man." She gonna believe me. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting away with murder until she really found out what was going on once the cameras started coming up and people started showing us certain things. Then it's like, you've been lying to me. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. They say they got the receipts.
For sure.
So one of the things I like to say, I was saying about the show, is prisoner to the pussy. And a lot of the times I think we as, you know, Black people, we don't understand that that's kind of, you were prisoner to your mom's pussy. She made a bad decision in a guy who essentially, after he was done with her, which is most of our stories, that they're done with the kid, which essentially it causes us to have parents in the home present but not present. That's why they don't know what we're doing, because they're always working, trying to provide. And then we're left to be raised by the streets, the TV, our peers, people around us, and so on and so forth. And I think, you know, when I tell people prisoner to the pussy, they think I'm talking about sex. I'm really talking about to our moms sometimes, based off of their decisions, that sometimes we have to trickle and go through, like you said, and make amends with those things.
Right. And then like I say, it's three sides to every story. So, and my mother is strong with that. Actually, I get my hustle and my ambition from my mother. I don't know a hustler that hustle harder than her. So when she's the type of person that, okay, you know what? We don't need you. I'm gonna get over here and make it happen too. So that could have played a part in it too. But being a man, me being a father, I won't allow the mother of my children to create that bond or I mean that wedge between me and my children. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that our relationship is good.
My mother did that to me. Her and my dad, no, don't get me twisted, he was a woman beater. But she left, and he still wanted to be a part of, you know, my life, you know, and she just didn't allow it.
Right.
Didn't allow it at all. And then that left, she got on drugs early. So we went from man to man, house to house, nigga to nigga, and whatever came with her habit.
Right.
So, you know, same thing. Right. I think if she had allowed my father to be in my life, you know, as I got to meet him when I was older, I think he would have, even his wife, they embraced me like, you know, instantly. And I'm pretty sure at the time it wasn't the same, but I do think, you know, at the time, if he was in my life, my situation could have been different.
Without a doubt. And then it's like, I want to say, turn this off. Let me turn it off. I also want to say, alarm, they off now. I also want to say that it I don't know. I really can't blame neither one of them, because when you're young, life is all about choices and decisions that you make when you're younger. Yes. So when you get older, you learn, you live and you learn. So it's expected to make mistakes coming up. You know what I'm saying? I made mistakes with my oldest children, you know what I'm saying, that I don't make with my baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you learn, I thought I was there. If that make any sense. Like, you can be there, but you're really not there.
Present, but not present.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm paying the bills. I'm coming home at night. I'm making sure they get to school and they got everything they need, but I'm not there emotionally. I'm out in the streets chasing the money and chasing things that didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And those were mistakes that was made that I can't fix. I can't, you know what I'm saying, do it over, but what I can do is make sure that my grandkids and my daughter that came after that and my son had the best father possible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you try and right your wrongs,
Yeah, for sure.
but you can't hold yourself. You can't really be that hard on yourself either, because you was learning as you was going to. It wasn't done intentionally. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about going to prison. How did that end up happening? How was that like for you, and how did that affect you?
Going to prison was, I started out going to the Audi home like when I was 16. I had got caught with a sawed-off shotgun. They sent me to the Audi home. Come home from that, try and get my life in order. Well, not really, but
How old were
telling
you
them
then?
16.
Okay.
Then I didn't have another run-in with the law until I was 17 for a robbery, and then got caught with a gun on probation right after that, and went to the penitentiary. It gave me a couple years. Then got out. While I was in there, I want to say that while I was in there on that bit, my daughter was born, right? Then I end up getting out and going back for a drug conspiracy. While I'm in there on a drug conspiracy, my son was born. So when I came home, he was when I left, my child's mother was 2 months pregnant. I came home, he was 4 years old. So it's like I missed a lot of those steps and a lot of those first words and a lot of things. I missed a lot of time. And I just ain't want to be one of them parents that had to raise their kids from behind bars. So I tried to get out and go straight, and somehow rapping fell in my lap. And you know what I'm saying? I end up on 106 Park Freestyle Friday. And shit just took off from there. I ended up getting signed with Waka and managed by his mother, Deb. And I just used those connections and those plugs to bring in money and invest it in other things, which is how I got into the real estate and things like that.
Cool. So when you got out, did you say I wanted to do rapping, or is it just something you just kind of fell into? Was it something that was a passion to you, or it just kind of happened?
No, I was actually in jail. You bored? I'm watching Freestyle Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, so you was in jail watching it and got out and did that shit?
And got out
That's
and did
some
it.
dope shit.
Like got out and did it. So I'm doing it and started rapping in jail. Even though I used to play with it before that, but in jail I started doing it, and it used to be guards that's like, man, white guards, like, I don't even like music, but rap music, but you make me listen. So I knew I had something. I come home, and within 8 to 10 months, I was on Freestyle Friday. Wow. So a lot of the guys that was in jail where I just left, they watching me now. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and that's what they were saying. They get out now, even now. If I post it, when I'll be posting the clips, if you go and look at the comments, it'd be people that was like, I remember watching you while I was in jail, and I remember you had just left us and said you was gonna do this, and you went out here and did it. You know what I'm saying? So I've been inspiring people for a long time.
Because to be in jail watching that, saying, I'm finna be on that shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's how I kind of have Pussy Talk came.
Yeah.
Literally, that's how Pussy Talk came.
I'm telling you.
I never really said those words. I never really said I want to do a podcast, right? That's not how this happened.
Okay.
It's not how this was created. I used to own 2 spas. I had a spa and a recovery house. When I opened my spa, I left real estate.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something that made me feel good. I wanted to make women feel good. Right. I was just getting out of a horrible divorce. I was learning to love myself. And I found so much life in that. I said, I want to do some hustle. Real estate taught me how to hustle. I mean, I'm from the street, so that I was hustling and, whatever.
Right.
But real estate taught me how to, the different perspective, the discipline. You don't work, you don't make no money kind of thing.
For sure.
It was different. And so even though I made money, it wasn't what I really, it didn't fulfill my heart.
Your passion.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I went and I sold my last house and I opened up a spa. After that, I did amazing. I was like, 70% of my business was return based. I used to be on, Facebook, talking a little shit, but not like whatever. It was just, making videos for myself.
Right.
And then I ended up going through cancer for the first time in 2020. And one of my videos went viral. I did 1 million views in like a day. And hence the platform, just like the notoriety and stuff kind of came. And my clients was like, oh, Andrew, you should open a recovery house. Now, you know, we chase things for money and not necessarily for the thing. And I went there for that direction for money. It was not what I wanted to do. That's why it didn't work. I was in the recovery house, and man, I saw the women so broken. The spot, I would have women getting waxes and they would cry. But I only see them for 30 minutes, you know, an hour. And they will come back, and it's, you know, it's like a relationship with your barber. You know, same thing. It's an intimate thing, you know, and I had, you know, those clientels, but seeing those women in that recovery house for days, a week, and you would see how broken they were. I had women in there, one lady, she was there, she had paid about between $10,000 for the BBL and the recovery house. After about 2 days of her being there, 3 days, her kid called her. She had a 5-day notice. The daughter is older daughter. She left at home with the kids. The daughter's about 16, 17, something like that, teenager. She left her at home watching the other children. 5-day notice come. The daughter called her, asking her about them. I was like, Mom, what's going on? You know, concerned. She instantly snapped at the daughter because the daughter holding her accountable for her bullshit. Now, you just been here talking about you got Gucci this, Louis this, 10,000 for surgery, and you had a 5-day notice. And she had no empathy for her daughter. She literally projected on her daughter. Then the daughter called her that night or the next day, Mom, we ain't got no food here. Now she got to call a nigga somewhere, and he doing some, she done got the surgery for him. He's somewhere with another chick. The man take the girl the money for the food, and she's so insecure. And this is another thing that women go through with their mothers. She's so insecure. The man she sent to give the daughter the money gave the girl $100. And she said, did he bring money? Yeah, he gave me $100. Her first response was not, oh, good, y'all finna eat. She said, why the hell would you take $100 from him? I said, oh my God, it was so fucked up. I went in the car and cried because now I knew what she was doing. She was her daughter's competition. Now she was insecure about her daughter getting money from her man. Because now it was situation after situation of broken women not paying their bills, leaving their children with anybody. One girl left her kids with a man. They wasn't even their father. To get a surgery, he dropped her off in her car. Went back to get her kids. He didn't answer the phone because he thinking the day of her surgery, she wasn't gonna be on the phone. She got a camera in her house. He in her house fucking with her kids there. She had to call her neighbor to go down there and get her kids. And the first thing she said when he finally called her back was, who the fuck was you with? Not anything about the children's safety or nothing about who was he fucking. And I couldn't take it. I said, I had closed down my one location because I was sick again. And I said, I had these vaginal steam chairs. And I said, we as prisoners to our pussies, we fucked up and we need to talk about it. I started having pussy talk sessions in the back of my recovery house just to talk to women, because I said we spend so much time working on the outside, we never work on the inside. And I could not sit back and allow it. It killed me. And so that's how Pussy Talk came. I was just trying to help women. I ended up writing the book, and then overnight sensation, everybody loved it. And that was that. The birth, that was kind of this thing.
The birth of Pussy Power.
Really, just trying to share with women. I know what it's like to be broken and how broken we can be, and we'll do things and accept, you know, stuff. So I just was really I'm really for the girls.
For sure.
For
sure. No, ain't nothing wrong with that.
So it was dope to see that and have that, and then say I wanted to be on there. Now, you know, the way that the platform is growing, and now I'm transitioning much more into, you know, being more professional, moving more diligently with the show, so people really understand what it's about.
For sure. For sure.
So let's talk about, this is how I found you. I did not know about your rapping until I kind of researched you a couple years ago. And there was a video playing on Instagram, and I was listening to it. I love a confident man. I love an educated man. I love a man who's a pillar in the community. And when I say love, y'all, I ain't flirting. I just love Black men. Y'all think I don't. So, and you had a video, you were talking about something, and I was like, oh, this is nice. So I started going on your page, and I said, oh, okay, an educated Black man who is, you know, from, you know, whatever. And I started following you. And it was like that. And then I saw once you posted your wife was opening her bakery.
Right.
And a lot of the times, and I want to just say kudos to you. A lot of the times when you see people on the internet and you have this fascination with them, you know, oh my God, he's so amazing. I love what he does and this and third. And I've done this before. You get to meet the person or whatever, and then I'll be like, oh my God, this person is shitty.
Right, for
this
sure.
is not who they said they were.
For sure.
And so I saw you, and I love supporting Black people too. So when you said your wife was opening the bakery, I think it was her grand opening or something like that. I said, I love women. I just love supporting women. We going to her shit.
Right.
I said, she the Black-owned bakery in Elmhurst. I know it's hard out there. We going out there. Well, you know, I cuss. So anyways, and that's how it happened. We got in our car, and I was actually sick. I didn't even have taste buds. Couldn't even taste the food. Just went just to support and wanted to highlight her as a Black woman opening up in Elmhurst. I know, you know, the neighbor, you know, it is what it is. I said, that's commendable of her. We went there, and we were talking to the people at the front, and they were super nice and professional. She ended up was on a call. She got off her call, and we started talking. And Michelle is a beautiful woman. And they always say, if you want to know about a man, talk to his woman. His lady will always reveal who the man really is. For sure. And when I tell you she had nothing but phenomenal things to say about you, and you knew that it was genuine, you knew it was sincere. And shout out to her, because we were talking, and she was talking about how all the kids got different allergies and everybody eat different, and she had to cook this for that person and cook that for that person, you know, and, you know, being a blended family. Right. And I was like, damn, that's some good ass pussy. You have to cook that, do this, do that. And she said, girl, yeah, I said, he better keep you. And just like that, you know, it was. She told us how she came with the bakery. Go check out Carmi Cakes in Elmhurst. Shop with her. You know, it was from her mom, who died, I believe, of cancer. Yeah. Yes, and so it was just an amazing conversation. And then it really made me like, okay, he's really okay. Now I really can say that, you know, it matched what what I felt or what I thought. Right. So with the person, so I love that. I appreciate that. I try and be anybody that ever ran into me or run into me. It ain't nothing but positive and good reviews and remarks. Like, I make sure that I take care of the people. You know what I'm saying? And I make sure my word is everything. Like, I stand on that. Even if it hurt me to make sure that I do something that I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure that I do that. And that's how I've been all my life. Yeah, I can relate to that. I'm kind of like that. That's why I try, if I have to give my word, I be trying to die them, and it's hard. So now I've learned to say no. Right. Because I know I'll be bound to my word. For sure. So can we talk about Boaz, the husband, as the father? What is that like for you? I'm a hands-on father. Like, I enjoy putting smiles on the people around me faces. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, and I get this a lot, like from when I'm out in the streets, they like, man, I didn't know you was gonna be cool like that. I thought like you was just all the way gangster. You ain't smile, you ain't. And when I meet you, it's like something entirely different. And this is who I really am. Like I say, I was a good kid. But once a motherfucker knocked my teeth out, and I realized, like, the only way you're going to survive out here, you got to go harder than the next man to make sure don't nobody fuck with you. And that's why I did that. But really, who I am, I'm a good dude. So I'm in there playing games with the kids. I'm always smiling. I'm a jokester. I like to have fun when it comes to being a husband. I make sure that my wife is well taken care of. How long have you guys been married? We've been married going on 3 years, but we've been together 7. Oh, nice. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure that like the bakery was her dream. That's something that she had going and wanted to do. And I put the money behind it, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that I can fulfill your dream. This is what you want to do. I'm going to support you. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about that. That is a great topic, because, you know, the men always get on me when I say a man puts his money where his heart is. And men say, no, we don't. And I say, yes, they do. That's kind of how men show their love. And people be like, oh, you saying it's transactional. That's just how I think. That's how men are. The more a man cares for you and love you, the more he's going to invest in you. Without a doubt. So let's talk about that. I want to talk about, you know, Bo as a husband, the provider, the protector, because I think a lot of times when I constantly push men should be providers and protectors, I get attacked so much. You should. I mean, you should be, a man should be a provider and a protector. That's a man's job.
Any man that feel like it's not their job to provide and protect is not a man to me.
You didn't see my video from last week, did you? Oh my God, I'm gonna send it to you when we get
But
done.
see, I'm not now. This is what I'm gonna tell you about you. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because you said some things, and I'm like, I don't agree with that one, so I ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna keep scrolling.
Let's talk about it. Which one?
Just when I think, but when we talked earlier, and you really explained what you meant when you like pussy and dick is not an even exchange. If I'm giving you this and you giving me that, and my heart is in it, and it really is.
If your heart is in it, but let's talk about that. Majority of the men that I'm talking to, majority of the men that are out there single now aren't doing it with their hearts. They're doing it for sex. And that's what I'm be telling women. Keep your legs closed, because it would save y'all a lot of heartbreak, a lot of time. Because don't be so freelessly giving yourself. And then the thing with that is that men issue with me is that saying, yes, that you don't want them. No, you shouldn't be having sex if a man isn't taking care of you, doesn't see providing, protecting, because essentially if he doesn't see you to be provided and protected, he only is looking for sex.
Without a doubt. Now answer me this, right? You being a woman, because, and I've been out here in the streets too. Do you agree or not that there's a lot of women that's just as dirty and bogus as men out there?
Let me say this. That's a great question. That's why I got pussy power. Pussy power is to heal. Right. A lot of the times when women, majority, when women are doggish, when women are hoish, sluttish, angry, that's a broken woman. And that's why I give them a little grace. Because a broken and a guttish and a doggish woman is not born, she is created. And where does that creation come from? We were once and I have been broken and guttish and doggish myself, but I had to work on that. I had to hold myself accountable, like we talked about earlier, and work through those things, decisions and choices. Me, a little girl, molested from 6 up until however long, okay, by my mother. Every time I always had light brown eyes, weird hair, and by I'm being light skinned, and my whole family was dark skinned. So I was always the black sheep or the person to the side because I was like an outcast. My mama was the one getting high, so I always was like that. I was easy prey. And that included the men in my family as well. And then on top of the men in my family, I talk about when my mama take me out there in the streets to the world, these old sick, perverted men who be over-sexualizing children and stuff like that. And so finally, after I get through that, I meet a boy in school as a teenager. My mother, she doing her own thing now, in foster care and stuff. I'm like, okay. And this boy, we bonded off of, we women don't even think. We bonded off the fact that both of our mothers was dope fiends, trauma. And I said, okay, he all that love bombing me. I love you, I love you, I love you. Because that's what we be looking for, love. And that love me, he didn't love me. I ended up having sex with him, thinking that he loved me. He didn't do shit but start beating on me. I was getting beat on at about 14 or 15, talking about he loved me. Give me diseases up in Planned Parenthood, beating on me. And then what happens, how those women are created, we go from men who constantly breaking us, and then we don't take the time for ourselves because our mothers never taught us about loving ourselves or knowing our worth, because they don't know theirs and they don't love themselves. And they too busy working or in their own life to even really raise their kids. And so here we are out in the world looking for love, because when women open their legs, we're looking for love majority of the time. But when men pull out their dicks, it's different. They look for a nut. And then sometimes they fall in love. And but you have to be a different kind of man kids don't necessarily fall in love because it has to be something to keep you after the sex. And a lot of the times as a child, there's really nothing to keep you that much. So that's a whole nother conversation. So those kind of women are created. And then you think, oh, I'm going to give myself to this man. He going to love me. Then you get pregnant. And then he either leave you or you say, I just do it by myself. And then you rough and you tough. And then you meet another man and the same thing happened. And you overworked and you overfucked and overused. And I'm not saying it's okay.
No, it's not, because it's now, I'm going to speak on a lot of these men as well, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of men come from broken households. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The traumas and mental illness that we don't attack or address in our communities. are really the reason why a lot of these men are like
that. And that's why they lead with dick. Women are looking for love and men are looking for power, control, and ego. And how do they get that? A lot of times through how many they think about, oh, if I fuck more women, or if I do this, or if I dominate these women, then that will fix the issue, when that won't fix the issue, because the unhealed shit, like you said, not having the parents and childhood traumas, we don't fix them. And so men end up having a lot of sex. And women end up, when they open their legs, when we first started, we ain't looking for no sex. We don't know nothing about no sex. A lot of times we don't even be enjoying sex. We be looking for love. And that's why I always emphasize on dick is never a fair exchange, because that's why after you put your dick in the woman, a couple of months go past, she love you and you probably not even attached to her like that. And you say, oh, she crazy. Oh my gosh, she in her feelings. And yes, she is, because she's giving something so intimate and so deep of herself that she doesn't even understand that that's her issue. And when I say it's so valuable, we only get one of these for the entire life. We don't care for it enough. We don't love it. We don't appreciate it. We don't do anything. We'll put more time into our hair, and we can buy hair, than we'll put into here. We'll let anybody in here if we don't fix ourselves looking for love.
And I think it's the same for men. Being a man, a stand-up man.
Mm-hmm.
Now I ain't gonna say, because you got a lot of
Men
guys
can
out here
easily
that's
detach themselves from sex. Women don't know how to, especially not unprotected.
Because I've seen some good guys who faithful to their girls and everything, and the girl got a man here, man that they fucking around and fuck over. I've had my, and I'm gonna put this out there. This is the first time I've ever said this, because people always, I was more so involved in running a gang and an organization and gangbanging and robbing niggas and shit like that. I didn't even lose my virginity till I was 16. I wasn't thinking about, like, my guys was doing that while they chasing the pussy. I was chasing the money. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally did get a girlfriend, I'm, hey, this is my girl. And she was fucking around with another nigga. And it's like, so it's like, I think it works both ways.
Both ways, but I can't speak for men.
It's a minority. Right. It's a minority though, for the men's side. Of course, it's more men that's, you know what I'm saying, like that. But so I see both sides, and I try not to judge or look down at anybody for their opinions, because at the end of the day, these are all opinions, and this is our aspects on it. We're giving our aspect.
People don't like the way I deliver it, but what I'm basically saying is, women, keep your fucking legs closed to men who don't value you. And the problem why you keep opening your legs to men who don't value you is because you don't value yourself. Learn to work on yourself and close your legs a lot more, and start asking these men questions. Ask them, what was their first time like? Do they like their mother? And that will help you out. Now, and the thing with that is, men are they just detach themselves. And so the problem with men, when I say it's not a fair exchange, I'm saying it because I know all women. I talk to women all the time, and all around the board, whenever a woman is sleeping with a man for any period of time, whether she wanted it for fucking or money or whatever, a couple of months of raw sex gonna leave her in her heart.
Without a doubt.
Inevitable. But a man can fuck on us for 2 years and not even like our ass.
But see, our father
will fuck on us for 2 years and then get married tomorrow.
But I blame the fathers as well. Yes. You have to talk to your daughters and educate your daughters.
We ain't had no fathers. Our fathers was gone like yours. Right. That's the problem. We ain't had no, and that's the issue that men have with me. See, the thing with me is that I didn't have a father when I was younger, but I ended up getting adopted and getting a father. So therefore, I had the opportunity to see what a real man is like, and I can still call my dad and ask him to pump my gas. Y'all better know it. I had the opportunity to see a man be a man in a house, see a man be a father, a husband, treat a woman appropriately, provide and protect. And because I had the opportunity to see that,
you know what to expect. Like, my daughter had talked to a guy, and she said he asked her to buy him some shoes, and she was like, buy him some shoes? I got a good daddy. I ain't going, because she know what it feels like to be loved. So you can't come and run that game on her. You can't put money in her face, because they know anything they want or need, they can come to me and get. No matter how old you is, you good. Like I say, my wife's car might be on E. I saw it on E, and I took it to the gas station, filled it up, brought it back on full, park it back in the garage. I do those type of things.
And you see how men ridicule me for saying a man should do that. They don't like the way I said
no.
it.
Because see, listen. Now, I cannot say I agree with this. You said if you on E and you riding past a gas station, you should be able to
I
call.
didn't say if I was on E. That is not what that said. Nope,
listen,
that is not what
it might
said.
not have been said. I might be saying
it,
it wrong.
But you say it like it said
okay.
because that ain't what I said.
Okay, what I'm saying is you said if you need gas and you at a gas station, you should be able to call him.
I
to
didn't
come
say
from
that
where
either.
He at
Nope, I didn't say that either.
What you say then?
You didn't listen to the video.
No,
I said verbatim. If I'm fucking a man, I should be able to call him and say, hey, babe, my gas is at a quarter tank of gas. Do you think you can meet me at the gas station and give me some gas? That's exactly what I said.
That's the same thing.
A quarter tank?
No, but if it ain't if it's at a quarter tank.
Because you just said.
So I have
Because you just said you saw your wife's gas on E and you yourself knew to fill it up.
But she's not going to call me and say, I'm on a quarter tank. Could you come and fill my gas tank up?
Because you know why?
She gonna fill it up.
But no.
Yeah.
This is two different perspectives, right? And I'm going to give you why I can say the way I said it. Two things. You're a husband and she's a wife, so you guys are in the same house. And so therefore, a lot of the times, her gas is not going to be on the quarter because her husband is going to recognize that and go fill her gas up. So she really don't have to be bothered with that. Now, that's the one thing about that. So when I'm living with a man, when I was living with a man, I didn't have to call him because my man checked my gas tank every Sunday and washed my car. Now, if I'm not living with a man and it's dangerous, man, there's so many damn robberies. I have a Range Rover. People be literally on the expressway here this morning. A guy was on the expressway and messaged me. We'll show you the message when we're done and said, I just saw you on the expressway. I was trying to get your attention. So yes, I do require a certain amount of safety. It's people. I had a friend of mine got robbed at the gas station. She had an Audi. The only reason they beat her so bad and robbed her, they followed her from the club. The only reason she got away and they didn't take her car, she had a breathalyzer in her car. And the car wouldn't start because they had been drinking. So it's dangerous out here. So when I say yes, I should be able to say, babe, my gas is getting low. I need some gas. Do you think you can meet me here because I want to be safe? Absolutely.
But see, that makes, like I said,
that's exactly what I said.
No, but
keep the pussy safe.
That's the same thing, though.
Safe. Keep the pussy. Make sure the pussy's safe. I should be, if we're dealing with each other. You know what? And men they're not used to doing that for women that they're dealing with. And also women are not used to getting that kind of treatment either. I was at the gas station yesterday while my man was pumping my gas. I was watching a girl get out and pump her own gas with the nigga in the car. I was perturbed.
See, now
he
something
said
like
to me,
that is
"Mind your business, man."
Yeah, because now something like that is unacceptable. Like that's unacceptable. But to me, I teach my daughters to be self-sufficient. You should
self-sufficient.
No, because pump your damn gas. If you don't call that man out there hustling and working and doing what he got to do.
I wouldn't call him in no situation, and I already explained that.
Okay, so I didn't see that, but I'm just saying. But see, now we go back to what I'm saying. It ain't what you say; it's how you say it. It can be
because you had said gas tank on E. I never said
right,
that.
But
then you said I never said that. People hear one thing that they don't like, and they
I
run
didn't judge you with.
No, you actually didn't even say what I said. You heard one thing or what somebody said that they didn't like, and then ran with it. I never said two of those things.
Because
I didn't even say if my gas tank was on E. I said my gas was getting low.
It was getting low. Well, that's the same.
Perfect example. Yesterday, I'll give a perfect example of what I mean by that. Because you got to break stuff down for being okay. Oh my God, you got to break it down. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the simple men who be watching. I get in my car. I'm leaving my guy friend's house. I get in my car and I noticed that that my car was like at it only had about 20 something miles on there. So I calls back in the house and says, babe, my car is low. I said, I don't want my tank to freeze over. I didn't even explain all this, but I also, in my mind, I don't want my tank to freeze overnight, can't start, stuff like that.
Right.
Babe, can you come, take me to the gas station? He said, okay, no problem. Because what's the issue? What is the issue? It's not an issue if that's how you want to be treated. And the problem with men is that they aren't really treating women like that.
No, but see, but like you said,
it was some guys in there saying, I'm not pumping no motherfucking gas. And then the other thing men said was, if I'm only just fucking her, I'm not doing it for nobody, I'm just fucking. And what I said was women shouldn't sleep with guys like that. If you don't see her worthy enough to just do something as simple as providing us, as It's being of service to her. I never said give me $1 million. All I said was be of a service to me.
No, but I understand what you're saying. If those are your requirements, then those are your requirements, and you should find a man who wants to. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no problem.
Any decent man gonna do it. You do it. He do it. Men out of
do
here
it
before. Do it.
No, I do it, but I'm not. Now I'm gonna be real. If my wife calls me and say right now, my tank is on a quarter tank. You think you could put some gas in my car? Meet me at this gas station.
I wouldn't call if you all the way over here to interview. And that's the thing, people being so simple about it.
Right.
I said, if I'm fucking, I should be able to call you for help.
Without a doubt. I mean,
if I'm fucking you, I should be able to call you for help. I said, keep the pussy safe.
That should
exactly. So why they making fuck? The issue is they say, if I'm just fucking you, I'm not doing that. And that's the issue men have with me.
I mean,
if I'm dating you and sleeping with you, they just don't like the way I delivered it.
Right. Because you can be you tough. You tough. You deliver it in a way where you be like, what?
What ass gonna listen? Because you know why? I can show you from a year ago, before that video was launched. I did that same exact. I always say that because that's one of my requirements, right? I got requirements and standards. While y'all in the inbox with one of these, I have requirements and standards, and one of them is pumping my fucking gas, not pumping gas. Even if I go to the gas station now, my gas is low. I'm gonna ask a man that's there. They looking anyway. Shit, pump this motherfucker. And that's just my thing. Right. That is a big fact. Hey, I'm at the grocery store and they looking anyway. Excuse me, can you help a lady and put these groceries in my car? I'm a lady. And so moral of the story is that same exact thing I had said on the video. It was a PPP tip of the day. I said it very soft and very monotone. It got under 50 likes. Because you know why? People don't hear you when you that. But what they do is like drama or whatever, and all of that. And they really, and really, when I did the video, I wasn't even loud. I wasn't aggressive. I was just talking to him saying, keep the pussy safe. And I said, when I'm fucking, I was very soft. I'm always soft, majority of the time, unless somebody triggers me. And what triggers me is men not doing stuff for women and not being of a service and not being gentlemen and not giving women grace. And that's my opinion. I'm
right. No, you're not wrong for that. For your opinion.
I stand up for women.
I do too. Me. But see, me being a father that was raised by a single mother with daughters that I die right now for, I stand up for women too.
Some men don't stand up for their daughters. Some men don't. And then a lot of men had single mothers, don't like their mothers because their mothers wasn't good mothers, and really they hate women.
I've run into some of those too, and I've run into some of those.
Yeah, hate women or had they heartbroken by a woman when they was broke, and now
those
they
are broken men, though, and they need help. They need to seek.
They do. I can't do dick power because I don't have one. And I don't know nothing about how to power it. But what I can do is pussy power. I got one. I've been had it all my life, and I'm gonna have it until I die. And so I could rap for what I want to rap for. What pisses me off is men thinking that women aren't worth anything, and that's why it's so many broken women. It's because we in a cycle where now men don't value women, and yes, women don't value themselves because how can they? Society says do this. We got the government being the daddies, and really that's the issue. We let the government be our baby daddies and our boyfriends and our security that we stop looking to men for it.
I could agree with that.
We stop looking to men for it. I had even women saying, you can't do something simple like take out your garbage. Hell yeah, when I'm single, I'm Miss Independent. I don't have to do everything. Change a tire, fix a wall, carpet, everything. I can do it all. You understand? Real estate, credit, everything I can do.
I agree with that. But my wife don't gotta take out a garbage bag. She don't have to get out there and shovel or get the snow blower to get the snow up. She don't have certain things she don't have to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I stand on top of that. And in return, I don't have to wash a dish. I don't have to
cooking 8 meals over there for all y'all different folks.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to
Which is fair. I understand that. And so that's and one of my requirements when a man is dating me, I assert that.
Right.
I can take out my own garbage, but you're gonna come over here and get some pussy in a few days anyway, so you can do it. When you come over here and pick up your pussy, come pick up the garbage. And even if you're not picking up pussy, stop by. You know what I'm saying? And because this is the thing. I'm not a woman who can be kept with money.
Right. For
so sure. A man who is of service to me is a good man. I don't consider a high value man how much money you got, because I done fucked millionaires and they have a lick of character, wasn't shit, left one other year. I consider a high value man about how he respects me, how he treats me, how his character is, and how people think of him.
For sure.
That's the thing. And so the money is, when I say it's my pussy rate or value, it's because I can't be bought. And if you can't buy something, then it technically is out of your range, or you can't, it doesn't have a price.
For
My
sure.
thing is acts of service. I love a man to be of service to me. If a man wants to show me that he's, for me or to impress me, be of a service. Don't, I don't, yes. And things come with requiring me open my legs. And my requirements are that. You want my legs open? I can't open my legs when I'm over here. Hey, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm lifting up bags and garbage and shit. I ain't trying to do all that. Do you want my hands and arms to be good for functioning for things that would be better useful to you? Or do you want me picking up bags and boxes and stuff and then saying, babe, I can't do all that. My arms are sad. I've been strong all day. These arms are tired. And so those are my requirements when I'm dating and sleeping with a man.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I want my trash taken out. I want you to come over here and fix all my little stuff. Babe, and these waters is in the trunk when you come back to pick up your pussy. Can you bring these waters up out the car? All of those things.
For sure.
And I think women should require it too. If they don't,
you're wrong for
that. Because a man who wants you will do. And that is a fact. The reason why men don't do it is because y'all don't ask. So now that we have that part out the way. Okay. I want to talk about your non-for-profit. Right. Is it Perfect Vision Empowered?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. How did it start? What's your initiative? What do you guys do?
Well, it started with me just being out in the community and giving back, feeding the community, doing toy drives and things of that nature. Then my people and them hit me and they was like, man, they got grants for that type of stuff where you can do even more. So I got all my paperwork and everything together, sent it in, got approved, and was able to get grants to give people jobs. So what we do is we go out there block to block throughout the entire city. We feed the community. We do back to school drives, Christmas giveaways, you name it, as well as we try to help striving artists achieve their goal as well. But what we put them in the studio, we teach them how to produce, how to engineer, things of that nature. But the only thing is you can't talk about the negative things like smoking on dead ops and who you into it with and mentioning dead people and things, what they do nowadays, thinking that that's what's needed. Exactly.
That's nice.
And that's what we do. So we've been going about 2-3 years strong now. And it's only getting bigger by the day.
Put me on the list. I love a good look. I am a natural humanitarian, so anything regarding like charity, helping out the homeless, I always do my own things too. But I always tell people, put me on the list, send it to me. I would show up to that before I would show up to the club.
Right, for sure, me too.
Yeah, so I have my own nonprofit too. It's Neighborhood Hope Dealers. Okay. Kind of similar, but for me, I advocate. I feel like I just want to bring hope to my community. Right. I don't stop my hope at just women, but I think right now, one of the reasons why me constantly pushing the word pussy, I got to get these young girls.
For sure.
They don't know.
They need. They
don't know, and
they need it.
They need somebody from where they from, talk like they talk, look like they look like.
That's how you gonna reach them. That's how I'm able to reach them, because they know where I come from. They know what I done did, what I've been through, and where I'm at now. So give them hope. So,
I know the old hacks ain't gonna like me. The little young ones, they gonna say, "Oh, the pussy down. I could love on myself." Right. and I want to just change that in my community.
But you'll be shocked that even some of the old ones.
Nah, they do. I just talk
yeah,
shit.
For sure.
Nah, I love y'all too. Y'all know I love them pussy. I love all pussy. I love y'all all. Okay. So yes. So let's talk about your social media influence and how is that for you? Also want to talk about how is that being in the influence world, not drinking and stuff like that.
Man, I just want to show the shorties that you can get high off life. I be high off life. I ain't never had a drink in my life. So like the messages that I gave, me learning, you know better, you do better. So I started seeing a lot of the guys, once I started changing my life, a lot of the guys that came up behind me, they kids and things started getting into the streets and shit like that. Started losing a whole lot of young guys. So I started using my influence to try and inspire the ones that watched us do the negative shit, to let them know that wasn't about nothing. We ain't know no better. I didn't have no OGs like me that'll tell me, no, don't do this or don't do that. They was putting the guns and the packs in our hands. You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time. This dude, he dead now, but I remember back when I was gangbanging, he came to me and 3 more guys who was out there doing a lot of sliding. He say, man, you know, I'm putting together a team of diabolical killers. These are the exact words he say. He say, man, and y'all the ones that I chose. And that was like I felt honored to be viewed as a person to be used to go out there and put in that work for y'all financial gain, because we wasn't, when I was out there sliding and doing all that, I didn't have no money and they wasn't giving us no money. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't looking for the money because I felt like this, man, we the reason we got them niggas scared over there. So what I want to do is to change that narrative and show these shorties that you ain't nothing but a pawn on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? You a pawn, and they gonna fuck you over. You ain't gonna get nothing in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So that right there ain't about nothing. It's time to change your life and find something bigger than you to live for. You know what I'm saying? When you got something bigger than you to live for, it make you go harder, and it make you do things, makes you think before throwing your life away because you got something to get back home to. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you just made that point about, you know, the shorties having something to look up, giving them something different. I think when people hear the pussy talk, they focus so much on the word pussy that they don't understand. That's what I do with women. Really what I'm saying is I'm telling my truth because my truth is most people's truth, right? A lot of women not going to tell their truth. We hate accountability. You understand what I'm saying? We don't. And that's our biggest issue, why we keep letting these same kind of guys screw on us, why we can't really get ahead, why we be having all these children out of this brokenness, is because we lack accountability. And so the same thing I want to do, I want to say, hey, I've been there. I was in the streets going out here with these niggas and these drugs and all of that. That shit is my way of saying, love yourself. Somebody had told me to love myself, learn myself, man, I don't know. But I don't regret anything that happened to me. But I just want to tell people, women, girls, you don't think you can get out of that abusive relationship at 40, 50? Yes, you can, girl. Love yourself. That's the answer to it. You don't think you can get from up under that man who mistreating you and not taking care of your kids? Yes, you can. Love yourself. You don't think you can stop being a hoe and change and be a college graduate? Yes, you can. Love yourself. And I think they focus on this word so much that they so busy looking that they can't hear me. I'm trying to change that.
For sure. All you gotta do is keep pushing it.
Look, I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to do something better for the girls and even the women who might not be, but they'll look at me and say, damn, she fought cancer and a nigga at the same time. I could do this. I could just only get out of this. I could get out of this. Damn, she did all of that. Look at her with the cancer. How's she doing? I could do that.
You the perfect person to put that message out there.
She came from the hood. She was raped. Her mama was on drugs. That's all me. I got that too. I could be like that. Yes. You can be used for prostitution. You can be molested. You can sell pussy, sell dope, and still go to college, still open a business, still be a great woman. What you did yesterday, last month, does not determine who you are today. That is up to you. And that's what I want to do with Pussy Power and Pussy Talk. They so busy looking at me, looking at my body, looking at my ass, they can't hear me.
Right. No, you got to keep it going.
They can't hear me. They can't hear me. We went over this one. So, do you believe pussy is powerful?
Without a doubt. Yeah.
When you first heard the pussy thing, what was your first?
You know what? I agree with a lot. You come with a lot of facts and a lot of, to be real, first off, I want to say your story is inspiring. You know what I'm saying? I think it needs to be heard. I think that, you know, like I say, the delivery sometimes can push people away. I know, but sometimes when you push a person away, they won't even.
The people I'm trying to get though.
No, but you're trying to get everybody though, because some of the people that you push away really need to hear that message. Because when you broke it down to me, it made me even understand even more. You know what I'm saying? I don't come from a judgmental standpoint. I come from a person who understands your struggle and what you've been through and overcame is inspiring to me. You know what I'm saying? So, and had you not broke it down to me like you did, I wouldn't have been able to really feel exactly where it was that you was coming from. Which I think other people, when they hear that, it'll make people open up and embrace that message that you got, because you don't want to let nobody go that could possibly take something from what it is that you've been through and make their life better. You know what I'm saying? So I love what you're doing. And when I first saw it, I'm like, let me dig into this. So when I saw your message, when you hit me, it was so respectful. And then I saw what you had overcame, I'm like, you know what? I'm a fuck with it.
I appreciate
If you go and look, you can hit Truth Tellers, hit DJ Smalls, hit Capone, Cam Capone, anybody I ever did an interview with. I don't do a lot of interviews, and when I do, they pay me to come on their platforms. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of it is because they want to get the controversial things of that nature. I felt that this interview could be something to enlighten the people on what it is that you're doing, which it is, because a lot of people wouldn't take, they gonna hear exactly what you're saying. They ain't gonna hear exactly what you're saying. They're gonna hear what is perceived and take it and run with it, and it's gonna run people away that I think could benefit from what it is that you're trying to push.
Can I tap on that?
Yeah.
I say the same things. The only thing is that a lot of the people are triggered. When I did the one video and I was talking about how many dates, I said, men, y'all do not, be treating women appropriately. Because I ask men all the time, how many dates would you take a woman on before you ghost her if she don't put out?
I saw that. And a real man gonna tell you, you cannot put a time period on that, because it's
Did you see the comments?
I'm gonna go look at the comments.
Huh? If you look at it, you will cry.
Because you can't put a time frame on that. It's the chemistry, it's the, it's a lot that play off into that. The reason why a lot of guys are in fucked up relationships and with women who bust out windows and slashing their tires, because they didn't get to know who it was they was fucking. So conversation.
Hold y'all pussy, ladies. You heard what he said? Hold y'all pussy.
Yeah, especially if you crazy, don't get a shit to nobody, crazy motherfucker. But
yeah,
I say that.
So y'all extra good pussy bitches like me, and that's the way. Hold it, okay, like this. But no,
but they don't know who it is that they fucking with.
I always say that too, ladies. Hold y'all pussy and ask questions. Hold out. I get on women too about accountability. You wouldn't be so fucked on and fucked over if you just held out. But we be so broken. We be so fucking lonely. We want anything but ourselves.
Right.
We'll do anything but ourselves, even if it's a nigga don't want us. I see it time and time again.
No, without a doubt.
And then after that, you hurt again, because you didn't also, ladies, y'all don't be asking questions and getting to know the guy either. Y'all be lonely. Y'all jump in bed with him. And a lot of times now, y'all just jumping in the bed with somebody raw.
And then you realizing that this is a motherfucking woman beater you don't know nothing about his background. I don't respect, I'm going to say this. I don't respect niggas that put their hands on women, that beat on women. I don't respect pimps. I got daughters. You know what I'm saying? I got a mother I love to death. I don't respect, and the majority of niggas that put their hands on women, a man can come up and slap their motherfucking face off and they gonna walk it off. I've seen it a million times.
I should send you to my ex.
I've seen it a million times. The majority of the guys that do that, it's the truth. I'm just saying.
You know something? I love that, because when I was going through my abusive, I've been in all abusive relationships. The one I told you about, we was kids, but I'm trying. He beat me for years until I was 21, and it was like I got out of there because I didn't want that to be what my daughter saw. I didn't want that to be her image of whatever. And so I've been in a couple of abusive relationships. My most recent one, I was telling you about when I had cancer.
Right.
I was basically dying, and I would tell people, like, people would see me, and I would have like I was black. My hand still broke. He broke my whole hand.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was going through chemo, and people around him saw me just looking abused and would come over to the house. I was miserable. They saw it, and none of these men who were his friends, these pillars of the community, these men with all this money, nobody would even say anything to him or help me. It seemed like they didn't even care.
A lot of times they don't care, and a lot of times, especially if they are dependent on a person. With me, I always, and any of my guys will tell you, I got guys right now that if they put their hands on their woman, I tell them, man, don't put your hands on a woman, bro. That's not, I'm going to make sure I call that out. I don't respect that. I don't respect deadbeats who don't take care of their kids. I just don't. And I stand on those principles. So anybody, if you see them around me, just know they're a damn good father. They're a good man. Sometimes men might fuck around, do what they do. I don't, but as long as you treating your at home right and doing, I don't get in their relationship or their business like that. But they're gonna take care of home. They ain't gonna be abusive. They're gonna take care of their kids.
We need more of that. We need more black men holding other black men
Accountable,
for
for
their
sure.
fuck ups. I be holding, don't I? I hold the ladies accountable. No, your ass is fucked on because you stupid. I told you not to fuck him. You did anyway. That's what your ass. I hold them accountable.
You should. That's needed.
Anybody around me, that's why I don't have a lot of friends, because I do a lot of self-reflection as well. So I'll constantly, myself, I grow every day. So I say something, I have to download when I get up at 5 a.m. I got to pray. I got to download what happened. Did I make some mistakes? Or how did this happen? Or what happened with this? And say, could I have done this better? Could I have said things better? This morning I was up writing my cards because I felt like I went home and went to bed early because I said I wanted to be vibrant. I wanted to have the best energy because I wanted to deliver a great message.
For sure.
I know I want the men to hear me now. All that shit, sometimes you have to do some things to get, the clickbait and all of that.
Right.
But now season 2, I want people to know what it's really about. I want them to respect the pussy and what it means to me and not just take it so frivolously. And that's not to say, I never think that I should be in a man's lane. That's why people are like, you don't put up for the men. I can't put up for y'all because I'm not a man. I can only talk about what I know. I cannot tell a man how to be a man. I cannot think like, sometimes I do think, because I done been around men, I done grew up certain mentality, those things. But as far as thinking like a man, I can never.
Right.
I'm not trying to.
Right.
I'm too busy strutting in my heels. I say I'm not, I'm feminine, so I do have those certain requirements. But with that thing, I hate that we are allowing our people to make a mockery of us and constantly make jokes of women and all of our fuck ups and our hurts and our sadnesses, and it go viral. I will also say this, and I have to watch this and see if I'm going to even air this, but I'm going to say this. I also know and understand that the gayness, a lot of that, it has nothing to do with being gay or born gay. A lot of that with us Black community people is unhealed and untalked about childhood traumas. A lot of us are gay because we were raped and molested as children. And, and so you raped and that's your first idea of a sexual experience. And so you relate that to that. And so when I hear people say things like, oh, I've been feeling like this since I was a kid, because we learn from 0 to 7. Our memory kicks in about, I think 4 to 7. Yep. And so if you were raped between 4 and 6 and 7, which most people are, that's usually when those are preyed on the most, between 4 and 10. Those are your first memories. So if your first memories are that of having or being aroused by a man raping you or by a woman raping you, there is a lot of trauma that comes behind that. A lot of girls become gay. I didn't say all. A lot become gay because they've been raped. They're scared of men. And so they become the opposite. They're, oh, he raped me. I don't want to be with a man. I've seen it. I've talked to women. I know what I'm saying. Also, I saw my mama get beat. So I got to become strong so I don't be hurt. I've seen girls become that because of their mother being abused. All out of that. I see it all the time. Another common situation for that is loneliness. A lot of women become lesbians out of loneliness. We become bisexual by default. We'll do anything and be with anybody except for being with ourselves. Then you have the other. I remember I was talking to this lady. She was 50 years old, and she looked like a sister. I thought she was kind of, and she told her story about no. She said, I used to be like that, but now I'm not. I realized I was really unhappy. And what happened is really that my grandfather was raped. I think it was her grandfather was raping her. And it made her become strong. Her mother was weak, didn't whatever. And so then she tried to go out into the world and find love that I was talking about earlier. She met a man. She was not the most appealing. She said she was heavier. So people didn't talk to her all the time.
Right.
And she met a guy, thought, oh, Prince Charming. Nope, he wanted some easy pussy. Left her fucked in with a baby. And so that right there, between the childhood trauma of all those men in the house was doing that shit to her, and then she thought she could trust this guy and love him as a teenager and give herself to him. And then after that, she decided that, fuck this, I'm done with men. I must be gay because I can't find love because I was never taught love in the house. Now I don't trust men. She said she went 20-some years, almost 30 years as a lesbian, never could be. She was abusive to the women or they was abusive to her, bunch of emotional trauma. Women just be gay looking for, a lot of women be gay looking for emotional attachments because men don't be providing, they just be providing penis. And so she said she did that for almost 30 years and then she was never happy. She hated herself, suicidal. And then she said because it wasn't her.
And that's why we need to focus more so on the mental health in our community with our people. And I also think that the laws need to be changed when it comes to these rapes and things of that nature. They don't even charge the men for a while. They have these investigations that they have to do that go on for so long. But I do understand a lot of women put a lot of false charges on men as well. I've seen that a lot of times. So I think we just got to do it better as a people.
We do that because we also broken. Only a hurt, bitter woman would do something like that. It's all out of brokenness. Ask people questions. Figure out what their childhood sex was, what sex was first like for them. They childhood, we don't ask none of those questions when meeting people. We are quick to jump into bed and not as quick to ask questions. Because we don't be wanting the answers.
For sure.
So no, I think pussy is pussy, the one with the uterus that make the baby. And that's the most powerful because it creates life.
Well, yeah. Huh?
Oh. So.
Okay, I gotta get on this Zoom in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh no, we done. That was it.
Oh, that
so
was
we just want to.
No, but let's close out the right way though, because this is good.
No, I want to. No, I was just saying we was done. So everybody, we had an amazing conversation again. I just want to thank both for coming again and gracing the pussy house. I hope that we was able to get some ears. So I thank you for coming. If you want to shout out yourself, your hand. One last thing I would like to talk about. I can't not forget. This was my last card. The movie.
Oh, listen. Oh my God. Listen to what I'm telling you.
The movie.
We got a movie. If you ain't seen my last movie, it's called And Just Like That with DAT. And Just Like That, it's on Tubi. It was ranked in the top 5 of independent movies from Illinois on Tubi. Because of the positive message at the end to make people think, they added it to the urban community studies curriculum at Northeastern University.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and this one is called Tyrant, Like Father, Like Son. Great acting, great story, red carpet, movie premiere.
If you turn on precise location for
Shut up. It's
redo the movie premiere part over so we can.
All right, cool. Yeah. The movie it's called Tyrant, Like Father, Like Son. It's an excellent movie with a dope story about ain't nobody captured Chicago and what we deal with as men coming up in them streets like I did in this movie. I'm guaranteeing it. If you get your ticket and you don't like it, my right hand to God, I'll refund your money out my pocket right then. You're going to love it. Red carpet premiere. On top of being my birthday celebration, March 9th, it's going to be at Hollywood Palm Cinema in Naperville. We got a 3 o'clock showing and a 6 o'clock showing, man. I just can't wait for the people to see the movie, man. It's a dope film, and we halfway sold out on the tickets, so we'll be sold out in another week or so.
I got to get my tickets. Y'all better get y'all tickets to the movie premiere. Black men, get y'all tickets because he finna highlight on the stuff that be going on with y'all, and y'all need that. Y'all be talking about some, what about the men? What about us? He's telling y'all, get y'all tickets to the movie premiere, okay? I'm gonna be there. The pussy gonna be there. And so I will see you at the red carpet premiere. It's been a pleasure having you. Just want to give us your handles?
No, listen. On Instagram at Bodeal BSM, on Twitter at Bodeal, on Facebook at Bodeal. And listen, stop taking what she say so personal, because she is really coming from a genuine place and a genuine space, man. I'm supporting her. I'm rocking with her. You already know, big boss.
Peace.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was